Aries, welcome to Illuminated Tarot. My name is Jenna. Today I'm here to do a reading for you for the month of June. It's time, Aries. I'm really curious to see what is going on for you. I feel this Saturn shift in your sign is pretty big as far as divine timing and wrapping up a previous cycle where there were a lot of lessons. And I think what I've gathered sitting here is that your lesson was to slow down, to gain a bigger perspective of what's possible for your path as far as what you want to come here and create. Taking more of a builder's perspective, right? Nail by nail, getting all the materials, gathering everything you need. You're building something really big, and it's going to take time. And I think you're prepared for the journey. You're rolling out. I rolled up my sleeves. All right, let's do this, Aries. Thank you, Spirit, for presiding over this reading for Aries today. And thank you all for tuning in. Let's see what you need more of in the month of June. What does Aries need more of in the month of June, Spirit? I've got cosmic oracle cards here. These will be prevalent themes for you in this upcoming month. Wow. Wow. Things may be so expansive and big for you that you might actually feel guilty. They're telling that whatever guilt that comes up or arises within you this month, it's a normal feeling. Just breathe in and let it go. Someone around you may make you feel guilty, or you might be currently moving through that at this time, but it's going to come up in the month. And it's like, see how this is an elevated perspective above the clouds. This could be somebody around you that feels guilty for the way that they treated you. And I think that emotion is coming up, whether it's you're feeling it or you feel it coming from someone. See, when we have the antenna of discernment, the biggest thing on the spiritual path is recognizing what is your energy and other people's energy. And a lot of us who can strongly sense and feel and intuit the energies surrounding us, that might be a lesson you've been learning is what is mine and what is theirs. So, and whoever theirs is, it could be a family member, a coworker, a friend, a lover. But I think that they're trying to remind you that whatever guilt you may be perceiving in your reality in the month of June, it's normal. And just breathe it in and let it go. Maybe for the I'm feeling that you feel guilty sometimes for the goodness that's coming your way. Like, how did I get so lucky? I'm getting that. It's a goodness kind of vibe. Do something kind for someone without any expectation. And you could use some self-care time like now. Schedule it in. I feel a lot of you have been getting that call. And this is an acknowledgement that any precious moment that you carve out just for you to nurture self is so vital and important in the era that we're in. This karmic year is about turning inward and going deeper and being in a spirit of generosity towards self and other. But the primary directive is to always honor what's going on in here. And I see you moving through some emotions this month. But this kindness is king is really sticking out and making sure that you pencil it in, pay attention to the details. Right now, we're ahead of the month right now with the reading for you. So schedule those, book those appointments. Make sure you're taking care of your physical body, your emotional body, and your spiritual body. All of the spiritual practices, they matter. It's all about consistency. Let's get a frequency for the month. Strongest frequency. Yeah, soul. Energy of the soul. You're going through an expansion in your soul's vibration. And it's almost like when I see purple, I read The Journey of Souls, which blew my mind, which is really he was a practicing psychiatrist, psychologist. He had a medical background, and he started taking people under. And he was very curious. Brian Weiss did this work, but also, I'm forgetting his name. He wrote Journey of Souls. But anyway, he started to discover that when we pass over, there are ascended beings there that almost serve as like a council of elders for each lifetime. And they have a color system. And the higher vibrational beings almost wear like a cloak of color, and it's purple. And this signals royalty, spiritual royalty. So I see you elevating this month and honoring your soul's journey. And you may even be communicating with your council of elders in the astral planes when you're dreaming. The energy of soul activates our connection to the part of us that is closer to the higher realms, God or the divine. Exactly. Wow. It's like a vortex of energy that you're being fed in a new beginning. It's something is amplifying your light this month. Look at all the purple here. There's almost some sort of cosmic divine plan here, coming full circle. We are deepening in your soul activation, honoring your true self. I'm feeling Astro Matrix. They're telling me to pay attention. These cards have symbols and planetary symbols. So for those of you who follow astrology, I will tell you what planets will be highlighted. So if you want to do a little investigating, well, I've never done that with this deck. If you want to do a little investigating, I'm going to tell you what I see and also what I sense, but I'm going to tell you the planets, okay? What's the current energy for Aries? Where are you at right now? Ooh. All air, primal air, which we're entering in Gemini. So you could be really feeling the impact of this right now, this week, as you move forward on your path. This is, our intelligence, our truth, our integrity. You could be coming up with new ideas. Some of you are reinforcing important boundaries between self and other. I'm getting that you may have absorbed a lot of energy from the people in your inner circle, and be mindful, right? Be mindful of having, when we think of boundaries, it's like, blocking somebody, but boundaries is really just, I know my energy and I know their energy, and making sure that you have safeguards around that. In your awareness, it doesn't have to be fierce, but she has a sort of truth here. She's carrying the Ace of Swords. So you could really be communicating a lot with people in the month of June. This is the base energy walking into this, that communication is going to be key for you. A lot of communicating. They want me to keep shuffling to get the crossing energy. What's crossing Aries at this time? Oh, look at that. We have the Ace. Now we have fire. Air meets fire. Primal air and primal fire, which is, I just talked about this in the collective reading. You're right here. And this came along with it. Temperance. Look at that. You were actually balancing out air and fire energy in a cauldron, right? You could be making medicine. Some of you might be literally combining and cooking. There's alchemy when you think of temperance and the patience that requires. And you think of practical magic, and you've got a book of potions, and you're cooking. You're cooking up something, Aries, and it involves a passionate new beginning where there's a lot of communication involved and the blending of two energies. Now I have to see in order to see this. So we have, obviously temperance is all about Sagittarius. I'm seeing a cross here too. Temperance is the angel. This is the angel of patience and the growth. We have lilies surrounding her. So this is the patience and the peace that is required when we combine our ideas with our passion and we're co-creating with the universe. I think I'm getting such you came here to be a peacekeeper, Aries. You get a bad rep, right? For being all fiery and impulsive. It's like you're really coming into beautiful divine symmetry here. I mean, it's so cool. Look at that. We have fire there, and she's pouring water over fire. So you could be feeling a lot of emotions at this time through this pathway of being divinely inspired and the growth that comes from that, and also around a new idea. I'm getting so many messages off y'all today, but it's like you're deepening so much. Let's get the overall general energy. Oh, Five of Pentacles. This is Taurian by nature, this card. So there's something around your earth energy. I'm getting like a very strong, you see how we're talking about doing something kind for someone without any expectation? When I see this is helping people come in from the cold. I'm getting that you're welcoming people in your life that maybe have felt abandoned by others, and you're helping them. You're helping them come into balance. You're helping them, assisting them, guiding them, teaching them, honoring their journey. Aries, it's like you have a strong capacity for selflessness and generosity for the downtrodden. I'm getting such a beautiful altruism vibe here of, like I said, peacekeeping, helping other people that have less, making them feel encouraged. You know, this is a home. In some tarot decks, it's a church, but this is a home there's light in here, so there's optimism. So you may have felt, if you have felt abandoned by other people in your life, I'm getting maybe some of you as a child or as a family members that have abandoned you in the past, that don't understand your light. We're going to clarify this. There's something shifting around that this month. You may have a turnaround with a certain soul bond in your life. Someone that may have been a part of your past for quite some time. You could have known this person 5 years. Something significant may have happened 5 years ago. This 5 of Pentacles is 5 years' time. Interesting. This is going to take center stage. Whatever kindness, this could be a family member who feels guilty. They're seeing you elevate. And I think that it's like when the people closest to us who help us learn the most about ourselves, this is your Saturn return for some of you. This is like things coming full circle. All right. Yeah. You've reached some sort of karmic ending. You've been this person, whoever this person is in your life, they've really hurt you multiple times with their words, their inability to respond appropriately. It's like you're laying something to rest this month around a situation. And some people be like, wow, Aries, you're showing such tender kindness to someone who maybe was not always kind to you. 5 of Swords. There's a lot of air energy coming through the cards. So your challenge this month has to do with standing up for yourself, standing in your power. It's almost like you are saying to someone, you know, you have this understanding of why things happen the way they did. And you've grown as a result of it, and you've come into this beautiful balance with self. It's almost like, you know, when people push us to the very edge of what we think we're capable of surviving. I feel like there's a big turnaround coming in. I knew it. Queen of Wands. Oof! Whatever has happened because of someone, I'm getting a family bond, a family tie. And you wrestling out of that tie. And the alchemy that lights your fire, Aries. And a family member could be a spouse, right? Or someone that you were deeply committed to. It's soul family. I woke up talking about that with someone who's close to me in my life. And we were talking about the 3 of Cups and the family we choose and the family that we don't choose. And I feel like you have someone in your life that fits this description. That if you look back on it, it's allowed you to stay strong and stay true to yourself. What you don't see coming, 7 of Wands and the 10 of Wands. There's a need to stand your ground and speak your truth this month because you're in a new beginning. And the more you come from a balanced place, it's like you're accessing your fire, but it's being tamed with a greater balance. Okay, let's now clarify. No, they want me to clarify with the light seekers. Wow, and I said that for a reason. So we have the element, strong element. We have 2 queens here. So you're coming into balance. Primal air meets primal fire. Gemini season with Saturn and Aries. And you're carrying the torch. Some of you are carrying the torch for the collective, lighting the way. You're showing them how to overcome adversity, how to still stay open in the spirit of service to humanity, protecting and guarding your energy and reclaiming your power. These are all very important themes for you this month, Aries. Wow. And it's almost like I'm getting like this Taurian vibe of tenacity. And the 10 of Swords is Gemini. Looks like the sun in Gemini. Interesting. I never paid attention to what was on the cards. And then we have Leo energy with the Seven of Wands and Aquarian energy with the Five of Swords. I don't know if it helps, but the way you take a stand and what you don't see coming is really like calling on your courage, right? Leo, the capacity to be courageous from maybe having to cower, right? And cater in your fire versus confident and courageous in your fire. But it's being tempered by air. It's almost like a slow burn. Something is lighting you up. All right, let's go into this. Wow, I'm getting so many deep. I don't know what's going on, y'all. Do y'all feel a major shift that's been happening since Easter, where it almost feels like you're living in a technicolor world? And I don't know. I don't think it's just me. I think it's the collective. All right, let's now clarify the Five of Pentacles. The Tower, wow. The Chariot and the Queen of Cups. Talk about unconditional love. I think you have a surprising, like lightning. When lightning strikes, get moving. You're like, I mean, something is cracking your heart wide open, Aries, this month. I think you're actually practicing unconditional love and acceptance towards someone that has created a lot of tower moments for you. Towers of truth. There's a surprising, powerful shift in your heart quotient this month, from almost being shut down to being wide open. Whoa. And look at that. Now we have 3 queens. Wow. This is really beautiful balance in the divine feminine energy. You really need to listen and honor your intuition this month, okay? And keep your heart open. I think that you're going to surprise the hell out of people with the capacity that you have for understanding and forgiveness. Golly, this is powerful energy, you all. There's a big, 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 huge shift that you're going to make this month in your confidence. It's almost like you have something coming in where it's going to allow you to peel off a layer, almost shedding an old pain, a deep old wound. You're healing a wound. And some of you, it has to do with romantic love. We have the Knight of Cups at the bottom. Despite, you could look at this and go, oh my God, because there's some intense cards. But Aries, you thrive on intensity. And this is about your soul elevation. Remember what I first started talking about? Honoring your royal, some of you, this royal spiritual bloodline in all of your lifetimes. Connecting everything into an alchemical eureka. You are powerfully moving forward, deeper into your heart frequency, pushing beyond an abandonment wound. I think it's like it's being healed, like cauterized. They just showed me, when you cauterize a wound back in the day. It's like a miraculous healing. Wow. King of Swords. 7 of Swords, 4 of Cups. Hold on, I need a minute with this energy. You are actually going to experience, you're in your opportunity. Some of you might get some strong bird messages this month. We have crow, raven, bat, owl showing up right now. And whenever we see bird messengers, they carry spiritual truth around divine law. Yes, there is some sort of fated ending here, but it doesn't feel like a situational, circumstantial ending. It feels like an ending to overthinking, to catastrophizing your path that was planted in you at a young age. If you had negative people, negative forces as a child, it forced you to incubate in your own world of safety. And I think you're realizing that you've always been an intact, deep soul. And there's this liberation going on this month in your air energy, where you might be strategizing and pushing. It's like a breakthrough month for you, Aries. It's a breakthrough month. There's something you're leaving behind, and it's the distrust that you had to experience when you were young around your caregivers. This is deep. This is a very deep reading, you all. I mean, just being pulled so deep into your soul. This is like the Aries collective. It's like maybe you never felt like you were heard or seen or valued in a consistent way. I know that's part of a light worker's path. And I think you're looking at this. This is about your truth and integrity ultimately, in your divine feminine, your divine masculine, and healing your air energy. So this is when we try to communicate with other people and they're not listening. And you feel like you can't trust being yourself or being open, being authentic. And what did you learn in the beginning? This is about being 100% you, honoring self. And so I think you're making this profound shift where you're honoring self. And you're coming out of a period of time where you maybe had to isolate, where you had to be on your own, where you had to exercise more strategy around your energy, where you had to guard it. Spirit is giving you an opportunity to open your heart again. And this is when we skew our perspective from how is this going to hurt me to how is this going to help me? You see a big difference in the way you perceive something. Because I feel like whatever had to end, it needed to end. And this is about your perspective. See, he's looking at this Ten of Swords and he's been dwelling on it for some time. And you're looking at the ways that you've had to maybe walk around on eggshells around other people and the disappointment that that can create. So in your opportunity this month, I'm seeing that you do have a choice here. Let's get your challenge. I feel like you're going to speak a very important truth to someone in your life that about who you are and who you're becoming. And they can accept it or not, but it's not going to interfere with your self-worth or self-value. Because your heart is opening. Wow, that's so fascinating. Some of you are actually trying to stay committed to this deep moral code that you have adopted about your sense of self, your own sovereign sense of agency, personal agency over your own authority, right? Your Five of Swords energy, which is this Aquarian concept of expansion and saying, you know what, I don't want to fight. I don't want to perpetuate friction or strife with this individual or these people. It feels like as there's someone you're contending with this month, it feels like a family member where you've had to walk around on eggshells and you've almost been biting your tongue and you're saying, you know what, I'm gonna summon my heart and I'm gonna take a leap and I'm gonna stand in my truth and I'm gonna communicate that truth. We have the Hierophant, the Nine of Cups, and the Ace of Cups over the Five of Swords. It's like, if you don't do it now, this is the time to do it, right? It's like Spirit's kind of pushing you to almost not be confrontational, but to speak your heart. And see, when we come from that perspective, you come from the wounded. That's why your heart is opening so deeply. Because see, when we get hurt by people, you can come from the place of hurt. People aren't, it's going to fall on deaf ears. You've shifted. And it's almost like because you've shifted, the way they respond to you will shift, but it's almost like you're fearing the worst by speaking out. So I think too, you have some fears that if you commit to something, it's going to cause trouble or it's going to be hard. You're going to have to fight for it. It's just not going to be smooth. Spirit's saying you got to clean up your belief system around commitment. That really commitment, what it requires is your commitment to staying sovereign and having personal agency over communicating your desires, your wants, and your needs, and not forsaking those for the greater good or to please somebody. It's like, Aries, I love your fire. And I think that you were shunned or shamed for your fire. And there is guilt around you. Someone may have guilted you when you were young around this. Oh, I'm just picking up so much off y'all. I feel your energy so deeply today. It's like you're going through this profound breakthrough of healing an old wound. And your heart's breaking open. I'm telling you, you are taking a flying leap. And I know you're being challenged to commit. Commit to the truth of your heart, Aries. You have a new beginning in love. Commit to the truth of your heart, who you have become, not who you used to be. It's a fundamental shift. You're having a tower around your heart frequency this month. In a new beginning, we have 2 aces here. All right, let's keep going. My mind is spinning. Spinning. Divine downloads, 8 of Wands. There's your fire. Oh, wow. Your fire, your strong, powerful movement forward. You're moving on. Oh. Wow. You're healing a self-abandonment wound. We have the 5 of Pentacles in the overall. Oh, this came out. There's that Leo energy. We'll put it there over the 7 of Wands. You're going to have to stand up for yourself this month in a situation. It comes down to you communicating your fire, but marrying that with your spiritual truth, your inner knowing. I think that there's some sort of loss here. It's almost like this 5 of Pentacles, I'm seeing more so about Spirit teaching you something powerful this month about yourself. This is a tremendous month of soul growth for you around the friction between you and someone in your life that's almost been an adversary. That actually it's like when we heal, this feels like family, generational ancestral trauma healing, where your caregivers or someone that was maybe it could have been a sibling bond, something that has been this like guilt tripping, hitting a core wound. And you're looking at how much it's like deepened you. Every conversation, every interaction with this situation has taught you so much about your inner truth, heart frequency, sacred heart opening, coming out of the shadows, right? Of not feeling good enough. You're so worthy, Aries, of everything you desire. Queen of Wands. Spirit is sending it to you. It's almost like a helping hand. And you feel it coming. You've had to experience some sort of significant loss. All right? Whatever this was, you're moving past it. And you're having a hard time trusting in your new beginning right now. And opening. June is going to be a month where you're going to have you're taking tentative steps forward in a new frequency that is totally built on a new sense of sovereign self, right? Your sovereign truth is your guidance system now, right? You're being lovingly guided by the divine feminine in you, which is soften, Aries, to self, soften to self. That is like your biggest imperative this month. Soften to self. You're moving past feeling abandoned by people. You've had the key all along. It just wasn't the right time. It wasn't the right time. Whew, strong. I feel like Lionsgate is going to be, whoa, for you. You're dream building. It is. You have a powerful connection that is actually pushing you through this wound. The Lovers over the Strength. You could either have strong Leo placements, or you have It's interesting. I'm seeing that this is something, the only like external energy I'm seeing is someone who's a good communicator that's almost pulling some things out of you that you needed someone in your life. I feel like you have someone new coming in, okay? You might have already met this person. Your opportunity is what's new because you have a new beginning here. This person coming in, tied to the Lovers, is very emotionally intelligent and intelligent in general. High IQ, high EQ. And they're helping you navigate trust issues. And they're actually helping you navigate family wounding. It's like the ties that come in that are deeply soul-bound. They move worlds. And this is Gemini season. You have a strong Lovers coming in Gemini season, Aries. That wants to come out. We have the Strength, the Lovers, and the Three of Cups. And I was talking about that energy. This is soul family. And, you know, they're being guided by the Palladian system here, right? Peacekeeping, Palladian energy, higher wisdom, the joining of hands, a celebration of our soul bonds that help us through the good times and the bad times. They're always by our side. You have very deep, deep spiritual bonds with people around you, and they're deepening even more during Gemini season. And I do believe that you have a celebration. That's what you don't see coming. That you've been safeguarding your energy and preparing for this connection to come in. You could be calling in someone with strong Leo. Or if not, they have so much courage that inspires you to be courageous on your path, to maybe face some old wounds because you have a partner by your side. This is someone you're probably going to commit to deeply. All right. I'm seeing a co-creative force going on. It is between you and spirit. But there is another energy incoming that you've been feeling, Aries. I know you have been. It's almost like Spirit saying the worst is over. And as this month of June continues, you're going to be slowly allowing this energy of isolation and abandonment and feeling alone on your path recede. But it takes time because as one thing is receding, one thing is filling. It's like we're constantly, what is emptying out and what is being refilled. So you're emptying out loss, grief, abandonment, self-abandonment. And you're filling it up with sacred heart resonance, deep, deep emotional fulfillment, open-heartedness, deep, deep friendship. This Lovers coming in will feel like an old friend. They've been in your frequency your whole life. They've always been there energetically, but now they're going to make themselves known. For those of you who are calling in new love, you are aligned and poised and ready because love, real love, it is a mirror. So whether it's a romantic connection with the Lovers or a friend connection with the Three of Cups, it's different for all of you. These are the people that mirror back to us and reflect to us who we truly are. And we are seen in the eyes of these people, and it moves us, and it challenges us, and it shapes us, and it transforms us. This is a powerful alchemical month for you where you're deepening in your soul's journey and you're healing deep, deep wounds around family. Let's get some advice. Wow, this was a very deep month. And look at that. Now we have King and Queen of Wands and the Nine of Cups. This is a fiery connection coming in for you, Aries. Someone who inspires you. Deeply passionate. This has all the elements. See, you showed up in... And reverse the roles if your male's watching, okay? Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups. Now we have the King of Swords and we have the King of Wands. And this isn't multiple people. This is all the aspects of self. This person has strong fire. They have a strong intelligence. They communicate. They could have strong Gemini, air or fire. I'm getting strong air or fire. Even with Taurus, Earth. I mean, it's hard to say. There's a lot of people watching this, but deep, deep, deep. You're going to invest in this deeply. This person's going to really invest in you. All right? You're coming out of isolation, Aries. And when I say that, it's just where maybe you didn't have the right people surrounding you. We get tested, right? to walk away from the old and to make space and make room for the new. And now you have new coming in, but it still makes you feel a certain way. It hits a certain way. And it's called building trust with new people. Your advice: take a stand up for yourself, communicate your truth, reclaim your power. The sun, I told you, in the tower. It's almost like this tower of like complete and utter shock of joy. I think that you have so much powerful change going on this month, Aries, because of the Saturn and Aries energy coming in, that as you approach Lionsgate, it's going to be twists and turns and surprises, but it's coming from this Leo energy. Strong. This is about being courageous on your path, to face what needs to be faced, to heal what needs to be healed, to do what you know needs to be done in order to grow, right? What we talked about, soul time. The energy of a soul activates our connection to the part of us that is closer to the higher realms, God or the divine. You're being pushed by the divine to go deeper into your heart frequency. And those wounds are being healed. Your tower of truth around a joy-filled chapter coming in. Let's get an animal apothecary message for you. There it is. See beyond the past with the gentle swan. Look at that. Some of you really can identify. And look at that, the mirroring aspect of the white and the black swan. Ooh, Aries, this is big. 23, number 5. Frequency of change. Shifts, breakthroughs, transformations. 23. The fable of the ugly duckling tells of a baby swan that nested with baby ducks. All the ducks made fun of little swan. See, some of you felt like outcasts, outliers, outsiders in your life because you were different. You were different. This also is about seeing your beauty, seeing how incredibly beautiful you are. All the ducks made fun of little swan for how different he looked, which made him feel inherently not good enough. And I did talk about that. Little swan compared himself to what a duck should look like rather than own the nature of his true self, a swan. Sadly, little swan began to assume the identity of the ugly duckling. As time went on, little swan grew and became the most beautiful black swan. And some would even say more magnificent than the common ducks that bullied him. See? Owning your individuality in a new identity. Recognizing how beautiful you are, inside and out, Aries. This card is the story of what happened to the black swan as an adult. Reflected in the water is his heartbroken child self. Despite how gorgeous black swan became, he suffered from severe shame and feelings of unworthiness. He could not see the glorious truth of himself. He became crippled by the delusion that something was inherently wrong with him. He believed a wicked distortion that diminished his worth. He was utterly unaware of his captivating beauty and could honor neither himself nor the gifts of the great mystery bestowed upon him. He became obsessed with outside validation and compared himself to other winged creatures. Interesting how we had all those winged creatures in your opportunity. Wow. Comparison is a thief of joy. The ugly duckling finally woke up to his true self as the beautiful black swan and asks you to do the same. Swan's medicine asks you to accept that you feel your insecurities, but do not submit to them. Whenever you feel small, it is not reality. It is the old story and the programming that brainwashed you. Please wake up from the illusion and honor what the Great Spirit gifted you. The gift of yourself. No one in the world is like you, Aries. Own that you are a rare miracle. See, I was talking about the Council of Elders in the beginning. Spiritual royalty. Aries, this was probably one of the most profound readings I've ever done for you. This is a breakthrough month where you are shattering the illusions of your smallness that got indoctrinated into you, and you're cauterizing an old wound because you are being reflected through the eyes of people that really see you, that honor you, that adore you, that love you, that will support you. All right. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Wow. Namaste. Wow. That was very emotional for me to read for you today. Go drink some water, go outside, put your feet on the earth ground. This was a healing reading. Take care.